Hey you guys, hopefully third time is the charge. The charm. I really don't know why my stream cuts off. Like Lewis never ever has this problem, but for me, yeah, my internet cuts off. I'm like 1 foot. I'm like no, I take that back. I'm like less than a foot away from the router. Who knows? Okay, so let's go back to what I was saying over here. So I was talking about this treasure room in France. This was looted from the Forbidden Palace. It's Chinese. I think it's Forbidden Palace. The Summer Palace. Okay, I guess maybe not the Forbidden Palace. Yuan Ming Wan. I know my Chinese is terrible. In Beijing in 1860. So all this stuff was taken directly from China. They moved it over to this French castle of sorts, and then they displayed it. Now I want to talk to you guys about this because when you look at the aesthetics, right? And I do recommend reading this article. It's by hobblecreek.us. You can see the link in the description. It's actually pretty heartbreaking because I've heard about looted items not being returned, and it makes me sad because it's like you figure there's a lot of historical items, and if one country takes another item from another country, I don't think it should stay in the country that it was taken from. I think it should be returned to the home country, especially when the home country had every intention to keep it there. So if a castle gets looted, a palace gets looted after the war is over, like please return the stuff. Okay, so and there was a story inside of here about this one Chinese alumni or graduate who saw some of the looted items inside of this castle, and then they made a donation over $1 million, and then the French government, I believe, returned the items back to China. So there are some antiques that have been taken from China that the Chinese government puts pressure on those countries and says, hey, return the items, either that or there'll be some diplomatic relation issues. And I completely understand. And it's like some of this stuff, it's absolutely priceless. And if it's not legal to steal stuff, right? So, okay. So let's talk about the aesthetics over here. So this is a palace. This is a room dedicated to this looted pillage Chinese items. Now, when you look into this room, what do you see? You mostly see browns, golds, and blacks, right? When you look at this main wall, you'll see more symmetry. Look on the bottom left, you'll see the chair, right? It corresponds to the right side. So the left and the right side match. You have vase stand on the left, vase stand on the right, big Chinese vase of sorts, planter on the left, also on the right. You got the two dragons, you got the two ivory tusks, the two little, I don't know what that is, dragon egg, who knows what that is, on the bottom, right next to the tusk. And then your eyes look at that big tower thing. I don't know what it is, okay? Forgive me for not knowing what this is. But the whole idea is that because you have symmetry on the left and on the right, your eye is focused on that big golden tower thing, and it also helps that it's on a platform as well. So this is why when you look at certain things, symmetry is incredibly important. Also notice you don't see any distractions. You don't see any name brand stuff. There's no like Sanrio or Coca-Cola here. It's just like you see beautiful art pieces, all craftsmen, great craftsmanship, and it's like you look at it and you're like, wow, it's all beautifully placed, it's all quality items. It makes the room look very put together. Now, when I show you guys this, right, you also see the vases. Although they don't have vase stands, it does have a custom built area for it. Now, this is very important because if you have like an area built for your vases, and notice the vases aren't too cluttered, right? You got some like empty space in between each one. It doesn't look like the vases are stacked on top of each other. It looks like it's display, and it really is a display. I do recommend checking out this Hobble Creek article because it is very interesting, also a little heartbreaking as well. So as I have shown you guys this kind of stuff, right? Treasure rooms, Chinese homes. Let me show you guys this Chinese homes over here. All this stuff. Let's look at, and this is another Chinese home in 1906. No clutter, right? Let's look at American home. Here we go. So this is Big Bang Theory. I know you guys will say, oh, this is a TV show. A lot of American homes kind of look this cluttered. Not gonna lie. And then you'll also see typical American home. They just don't have any theme going on. It's kind of lazy. It's just like, okay, we got these chairs. The chairs don't match together. The color, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's totally like there's no culture behind it. And now when I look at this kind of stuff, I'm just kind of turned off by it because I think to myself, like, do you have any nod about past culture? Do you have any antiques here? No, you got basically wall art, some books, and stuff you can probably buy on Walmart.com. A lot of this stuff, this kind of print is just like, it kind of agitates me when I look at this stuff. Now, there's also a lot of homes I find that they don't have really much of a theme. This has like a you can see, like, you have balance over here, right? The left side versus the right side. The left has a, what do I call it? So if you cut this image in half, we're going to look at the back walls, right? You got 2 green plants over here. You got 2 matching cabinets of sorts. You got 2 matching stacks of pictures. You also have symmetry. I think this is a vase or a candle holder. I can't really tell. And this is the left and the right. So when I talk about symmetry, this is incredibly important to keep in mind, okay? It's not clutter, it's symmetry, and then it just makes everything look a more poppy, it pops a lot more. So I would recommend to you guys, in the event that you guys think minimalism can't work for you, it definitely can, because a home like this worked on minimalism, not too much stuff over here. I think life is very simple when you don't have too much stuff, and yeah, it's just a lot of beautiful stuff over here. I would also say that if you, let's say you don't like Ming Dynasty furniture or Chinese, and it's completely understandable, right? If you guys do have a theme, let's say you want to have a Hello Kitty room, please make sure your colors are consistent around, your items are consistent. There's nothing worse than having all this scattered stuff lying around. Like, you don't want to live in a home like this. You see? And that's why when I talk about decluttering and things like that, you see me just like get rid of more and more things, because I realize, like, I don't want to live in a home like this. I want to have it more curated so it's closer to this kind of aesthetic. And if you're moving, it's not going to be that much stuff, because what do you got? You got some furniture pieces, some vases. It just keeps it really simple. And I hope that my little stream helped you guys out, and you guys think about just making sure that you guys declutter things more and more. So I like having this kind of simplistic design. Let me pull this back up over here. Simplistic design kind of thing. I don't know exactly how my ideals for furniture will be in the future, but most likely I will pick up something that's like this or like this. The only downside is that for this stuff can be very pricey. And then also the weight. So if you have some of these tables, because they are real hardwood, these tables can be upwards, like this giant table over there, like this one. I don't know how much this table is weight-wise, but some of these like rosewood tables can weigh upwards of 1,000 pounds. So if you have anyone moving, right, you got to make sure that your table, you have actual movers, okay? Not like a bunch of wimpy people, because it's like the table is some serious thing. So that's one of the things that I have to think about, and I just wanted to share that with you. I'm not in a rush to pick up any of these tables. I don't have a use for it right now, but I wanted to simply share it with you guys, because if you guys are struggling with aesthetics, please, please, please think about what's the theme of your place, what's the theme of your apartment, what's the theme that you want to have, because as long as you have a theme and you're able to hone in and say, okay, this is going to be my theme, you know what, let's get rid of all this crap. Like, don't have all this clutter lying around, all this branding, all this kind of random stuff lying around. As long as you can have it curated and get it closer to maybe something like this, you'll find your place looks a lot more put together. So I will talk to you guys later. And I think nobody got notification for this little stream, unfortunately. What can I say? I think YouTube only gives you 3 notifications a day. And then if it screws up, then yeah, you don't get any notification. But yeah, I hope that the stream was useful to you guys. And I'm happy that I found a theme that I want to run with in terms of design aesthetics. And I think, and this is going to be the design aesthetic I will pursue moving forward, because I have family who is Asian, and unsurprisingly, what do they have? They have Asian furniture, Asian pieces, and I don't want to find myself in a situation maybe 20 years down the line, and then so-and-so says, hey, do you want any Asian furniture? Do you want any Asian vases? And then I look at the living area and I'm like, oh crap, it doesn't match, because it's like, it looks more like an American home. By then I feel like it's so much harder to get this kind of design aesthetic into something that will do service to an Asian household, like Asian furniture kind of thing. And I think this kind of stuff, very beautiful, very classic, very timeless, and it's just elegant. And you don't really see this kind of level of quality and craftsmanship in a lot of furniture pieces now. A lot of the stuff, again, is mass produced, dime a dozen thing, compressed wood, and I worry about the longevity of furniture pieces moving forward, because a lot of pieces, the people will just say, oh, I just want to have a trendy piece, and then the trendy piece breaks, or they find that it doesn't last the test of time, and then they throw it away, and then that ends up as more landfill waste, right? So if you want to save money in the long run and have pieces that last you throughout time, think about having pieces that really age well, that age with you gracefully. And for me, it's this kind of furniture and this kind of design aesthetic. Okay, you guys, I shall